Abby Featherston, and today I'm going to inform you on how to take care of freshwater fish. Did you know that nearly half of all species of fish live in freshwater, which means they live and swim in rivers, lakes, and other wetlands that make up less than 30% of Earth's water supply? There are more than 800 known freshwater fish species that live in North America alone. Freshwater fish live all or most of their lives in rivers, lakes, and ponds. In order to keep freshwater fish alive, that is, if you plan to keep them as pets in an aquarium, you will need to keep the right size aquarium clean, and you will need to know how to feed and properly care for them. You need to make sure that you have the right size aquarium, right food and feeding patterns, and the right equipment to keep your aquarium balanced and healthy. The right size aquarium is always needed. I've had fish since I was little, and I quickly learned that your fish will get bigger than when you first bought them. Some species of fish can be very territorial. Fish will often fight for space. Imagine sharing a room with a sibling. You will eventually get tired of it and just want your own space. This is how most fish feel when there are too many in a small tank. Normally, a gallon per fish is how you will figure out what size is best. Try to aim for around one small fish per gallon of water. Then you can add more in small groups of around 1 to 3 every couple of weeks. Once your aquarium is mature and your skills are honed, you should be able to keep 1 to 2 small fish per gallon. Your fish will grow up to be as big as the tank they are in. A juvenile fish growing up in a tank that is too small, you can often expect to experience stunted growth, spinal deformities, and other developmental problems. You need a tank that is large enough for your fish to have their own hiding places and corners to get away from other tank mates if and when needed. If not, you can expect to see aggression that may not otherwise happen in a tank with enough room. You need to make sure that your fish are getting fed at the right portions. Yes, underfeeding can cause problems, but so can overfeeding. Overfeeding is one of the major causes of different size fish loss. If you feed on a schedule, you can most likely avoid this problem. Problems can also occur when you underfeed, such as a fatty liver due to an imbalanced diet, which is usually fatal. Try to feed on a schedule. This means feeding around the same times every day. Most fish can be fed 1 to 2 times daily. If you forget to feed your fish every day, don't worry, it's okay, but only for a few days. Because some fish, when they're in lakes, rivers, and ponds, they might not get to eat every single day. Make sure you feed the proper amount per fish. Start by giving about 3 to 5 flakes or pellets per fish. If the food is gone within a few minutes, try giving a little bit more a few minutes later. General rule of thumb is to only feed as much as they can eat within 4 to 5 minutes. Feed your fish appropriately at the right portions. You can try to go to a professional like a marine scientist or a well-known and well-established pet store owner or worker to find out what the right food and different feeding patterns are for your species of fish. When taking care of fish, you need the right equipment. You will need many different types of equipment, such as tanks, heaters, thermometers, filters, gravels, light, hoods, pump, plants, cleaning supplies, and nets. Heaters and thermometers are essential because the water temperature needs to be around 78 degrees Fahrenheit for most or all freshwater fish. Try to avoid heaters that are too small or even too small for the size of your tank because it can make your water too hot or not warm enough. Filters and pumps are greatly needed as well. The filter and pump allow oxygen into the tank as well as keeping it clear for longer periods of time. Gravel serves as 3 major purposes: decoration, filtration, and as a substrate. Make sure that your gravel is not too small, as some larger fish tend to swallow it. Enrichment items such as tubes and tunnels can also be very important. This is because your fish will need places to hide and get away from other tank members. When cleaning a fish tank, you can use household items like paper towels, old toothbrushes, but always make sure they're clean, hot water, bleach, and different Lysol wipes. If you use bleach or Lysol, always rinse the tank with water before putting your fish back in. You do not always have to do a full tank cleaning. You can do half or quarter cleanings to allow some of the bacteria and algae to stay back in the tank to let it be more natural. Always research what equipment your species of fish requires, as some need more or less. When caring for your fish, you need to always have the right things such as food, tanks, and equipment. When you first start taking care of fish, it can be a lot of work, but after a while, it will become much easier and will not take as much time. Always do research of the species of fish you are getting prior to buying them. This way you can know for certain what they need and require. I hope you all have learned a lot about caring for freshwater fish.